So, welcome to our next episode of Reason with Steph. This evening, you're in my kitchen, and I want you to like, subscribe, and comment down below, share also. All right, so go ahead and do that. I'm in the kitchen, but something came to my mind this evening, and I want us to reason. Let us reason about our prior life. All right? Just subscribe and we'll come back. This evening, I am sharing a testimony while I'm in the kitchen. It's about God's grace and His goodness towards each and every one of us. So I'm looking about my dinner, and I am tempted to talk to you. So I was on my way to Mandeville, and while going to Mandeville, I am a person, I don't like to travel in white plate vehicles that carry passengers and they are not registered to carry passenger for long distance. I know that it is illegal, and I always think that if anything should happen to me and I did not pass away, I would not be compensated with anything because I knew that I should not be in that vehicle and I'm in it. And it is not my vehicle and it is not my friend. But that morning in particular, I went into the park and I saw just one vehicle, and I had an appointment and I wanted to go into Mandeville for my appointment. And when I reached in the park, there was this one white plate vehicle. I don't know it because I was a regular traveler to Mandeville, so I knew almost all the drivers on that route or all the vehicles on that route at the time. So I wanted to go in a little early that morning. And when I went in the park, there were no vehicle but this one. And while standing there, I said, Lord, because me want to go Mandeville early this morning and this is happening. And I tell you, that morning, I tell you, you need to pray and you need to listen to the voice of the Lord. Continue to listen to the voice of the Lord when it is talking to you, because prayer means everything to me. And that morning I went in to the vehicle with a nudge from the voice that I listened to that talk to me. It said, go into that vehicle. And when you go into the vehicle, start praying. And I went to the front of the vehicle that morning and I sit. And as I sit in the vehicle, I start to pray. And while I was praying, I felt like the driver came around to the front of the vehicle where I was sitting, and he opened the door and he realized that I was praying, and he take his little time and he closed back the door. But as I prayed my prayer to the Lord and I finished praying that morning, remember I tell you now, I don't travel in white plate vehicle, and it was a white plate vehicle. And I was praying that morning. The mosquitoes are in here. I don't know, but I have a little mosquito. And I was praying. And while I prayed, and when I finished praying and looked up, the car was full. And when I went into the park, this is what I did not say. When I went into the park, there were other persons there too. The park was almost full. And nobody would go into the vehicle. But as I went into the vehicle and I prayed, the car full. And the car full up, and I tell you that the driver could move as I finished prayer. And on our way to Mandeville, as we reached that time, we didn't have a gas station, so many gas stations on the road to pass toll gate going up. And we didn't have juicy patty yet. I'm getting my seasoning. These are the seasonings that I use, Maggi. So, to put on my chicken. And while the vehicle I'm doing a little stew chicken this evening. While the vehicle was, I don't use a lot of these, because they have enough salt. And I am not supposed to eat salt, so while the vehicle was on its way to Mandeville, just as we come out of Tollgate Square and going up a little more, we are, I think, more nearer up to where the gas station is in Tollgate now, the first gas station. The car started to swag across the road. But guess what? The last vehicle that was on that road that morning passed us as we came out of Tollgate Square going into Mandeville. And when the car started to swag, there was nothing coming in front of us, no vehicle at all. The road was clear as day. But the driver could not control the car, and everybody in the car, the persons in the back was crying, "Oh, Jesus Christ, oh, God Almighty." Yes, man, but I was as calm as a cocoon I could be. I was very calm. And when the car stopped, I turned to the driver and I said to him, "Driver, you think you stopped the car this morning?" He said, "No, me no know I stop. But me sure I know me because when me press, me no feel nothing." The person, me said, "Driver, you see when I came in the car this morning, I was told to come in the car and pray. I was bid to pray as I come in because me no travel in a white plate." You see the person on my right at the back of the vehicle said, "That's the same thing I get and I came in and pray." You see the person on the left of my vehicle on the left of the vehicle at the back seat the morning said, "That is the same thing I was told this morning. I must come in the car and pray." Three of us got the same thing that morning. That we must pray. You know why I tell you this testimony? You see, when God tells you to pray, pray. You see, when the voice tells you to pray, pray. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You need to talk to the Lord as He gives you the utterance to. Sometimes we feel like we don't want to pray, and we feel like we want to give up on life, and we feel like we can't manage. Just like when I was in school, and me tell you, say, talk to God, you must learn to talk to Him. Talk to God, because He's always here with us. I want you to, when He tell you to pray, pray. I have so many other testimony about my prior life, praying just because I am bid to pray and what I have been through. But me soon come again. Me soon tell you one more. Just hold on a little. My Jesus breaks heavy fetters. Jesus breaks heavy fetters. Jesus breaks heavy fetters. Jordan, on the other side of Jordan, on the other side of Jordan, he will set you free. So, as I promised you, so many testimonies. I remember being at work and I went and I bought my lunch, and while eating my lunch I graced it and I started to eat. But the Spirit bids me to pray. And that day I just put the lunch down, and I tell you, I went and I bought lunch for me and my co-worker, and we were in the guardhouse. And the Spirit bid me to put the lunch down, and I think he was looking at me at the time and said, but she just grace her lunch and pray. What kind of prayer she do again? Because I am that type of person. And I begin to pray. And I prayed that afternoon, and after praying I took the lunch again and I started to eat. And I finished eating my lunch and we went about our merry way, and we did our job and we were leaving work that evening. And as we left work that evening in a taxi, and we reached a part of the way going home. The car was going around a corner, and there was this trailer truck coming around the corner at the time. And the back wheel of the trailer driver that evening hit our car, ran right over the front of the car. The car couldn't move. But guess what? We came out of that accident that evening with just a little scratch. Jesus break every fetters and he set us free. The devil was setting us up that we couldn't cross Jordan. We were to die. But God, he break the fetter that evening and he set us free. You see, when the Spirit bid you to pray, I encouraged you to pray. Continue to live. Continue to pray. Continue to talk to God. Continue to love him. Continue to read his words and live by his words. And continue to listen to his voice. God bless you. God be with you as you take the journey.